Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting Lakers news every single day. Tonight, we're diving deep into one of the biggest off-season questions facing the Lake Show. What is the future of Austin Reaves? With Reaves poised for unrestricted free agency next summer, his stellar breakout season, and mounting trade rumors, this story has all the ingredients of a blockbuster sequel. We'll break down everything you need to know: stats, rumors, front office strategies, and even the whispered possibilities that could reshape this franchise. Stick around, because by the end of this segment, you'll understand why Reaves' fate might just define the next chapter of Lakers basketball. Reaves exploded onto the scene in 2024-25, suiting up for 73 regular season games and averaging 20.2 points, 5.8 assists, and 4.5 rebounds. Night after night, he reminded us of the unheralded heroes of past championship teams. A relentless competitor who could both create his own shot and find his teammates in late-game crunch time. In the playoffs against Minnesota, even as the Lakers fell in 5 games, Reaves never backed down. 16.2 points, 5.4 boards, 3.6 assists, and 0.6 blocks per game on a sore foot that threatened to sideline him entirely. He gutted it out through a painful toe injury, refusing surgery so he could play, and that kind of toughness only endears him more to fans and teammates alike. Yet, despite his undeniable contribution, whispers of trade talks swirl like the Malibu sea breeze. According to sources at the LA Times, the Lakers have no intention of shipping out Reaves for a mid-level rotation piece, but only if they can land a true top-line star in return. Nick Claxton of the Nets and Daniel Gafford of the Mavericks have both been floated as targets. Big men who could anchor the paint on the defensive end and alleviate pressure on Anthony Davis. But both routes carry complications. Claxton has shown no willingness to leave Brooklyn, and Gafford's frontcourt pairing in Dallas suggests he won't be moved lightly. That leaves Reaves once again at the center of speculation. Could he ultimately be the centerpiece to woo a generational talent to the purple and gold? Imagine trading Reaves and a future first-round pick for someone like Pascal Siakam, a 3-time All-Star who can defend multiple positions and average 20-plus points alongside LeBron and AD. The Lakers would instantly upgrade their championship odds with a lethal Big Three of James, Davis, and Siakam. Could that be the dream scenario? Or is it too good to be true? Siakam's age, contract, and preferred fit might make such a deal unrealistic. But what about a younger option, like Mikal Bridges? He's a 3-and-D stalwart who could step into Reaves' role on offense while offering far stronger perimeter defense. In many ways, Bridges represents the archetype of modern Lakers need: two-way versatility, championship experience, and a fiery, competitive spirit. If the front office truly sees Reaves as the sacrificial lamb for such a top-tier upgrade, the calculus may be worth it. Reaves' contract structure, 4 years, $453.8 million, is team-friendly for a potential all-star, giving the Lakers a window to surround LeBron and Anthony Davis with top-tier talent without hamstringing future flexibility. But the risks are glaring. Reaves' ascent wasn't luck. His relentless motor, his chemistry with LeBron, and his clutch three-point shooting made him one of the league's most beloved players. Parting with him could fracture the locker room chemistry and alienate a fan base that sees Reaves as a symbol of Lakers' resilience and blue-collar grit. Is it possible the Lakers double down on Reaves, offering him a max-level extension to reward his breakout year and keep him as the third wheel of the franchise for years to come? That path would solidify a core of LeBron, AD, and Reaves, with the front office targeting complementary shooters and defenders around them. It's the homegrown model that teams like Boston and Miami have successfully employed: build continuity, foster chemistry, and trust that a stable foundation can weather bumps and emerge as true title contenders. Reaves' presence on a long-term deal could also send a powerful message to free agents. The Lakers value loyalty, development, and toughness, traits that resonate with top-tier veterans looking for a team culture strong enough to chase rings. On the other hand, the Lakers might view Reaves as an expiring contract come summer 2026, an asset that can be flipped for maximum return without the risk of overpaying. If they wait until after next season, Reaves's value could skyrocket further, especially if he replicates his 20.65 output or improves in other areas. But they'd forego the immediate chance to upgrade this summer and risk watching him walk in free agency for nothing. It's the classic win now versus build later dilemma, a crossroads that defines every franchise's destiny. Could the Lakers pull off a three-team deal, sending Reaves to Team A, draft picks to Team B, and landing a star from Team C? The complexity is immense, but the reward could be monumental. Picture a scenario where Reaves goes to Utah in exchange for a first, then Utah flips him to Milwaukee for Drew Holiday, and the Lakers ultimately sign Drew in free agency to shore up their backcourt. Convoluted? Absolutely. But in today's NBA, where front offices are masters of cap gymnastics, nothing is off the table. That kind of wizardry could tilt the balance back in LA's favor and give the roster a defensive maestro who can guard ball handlers, orchestrate the press, and hit the mid-range jumper that freezes defenses in crunch time. One thing is certain. The Lakers brass, led by Rob Pelinka, is sweating every dollar, every draft pick, and every whispered phone call. The fans, myself included, are torn between loyalty to Reaves, our underdog hero, and the insatiable hunger for championship rings that defines Los Angeles. Will the Lakers keep the heart and soul of their breakout season, or gamble it all for a 1 or 2 year title window? Could this decision set the tone for the franchise's next decade? These aren't just off-season questions. They're existential ones that demand answers before the next bell rings. But here's the bottom line. No matter what happens, we Lakers fans deserve clarity. We need to see our front office commit to a vision, whether it's a core of James Davis Reaves or a blockbuster star chase that reshapes our identity. The only way to win is to choose a path and walk it with conviction. And as a die-hard fan who bleeds purple and gold, I can't wait to see which path we take next. We'll dive into the potential ripple effects of each scenario on our salary cap, draft assets, and bench depth, and explore insider whispers on the hottest names the Lakers have quietly met with this offseason. You won't want to miss it, because the future of this franchise hinges on every move we make at the trade table. If you're as invested as I am in the Lakers' next move, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications right now, because what comes next could redefine the franchise for years to come. Let's pick up where we left off. The Lakers face an impossible decision around Austin Reaves, weighing loyalty to their breakout star against the promise of a higher-tier acquisition. But the ramifications extend far beyond just swapping jerseys. We need to explore how each scenario ripples across the roster, impacts cap flexibility, shapes draft strategy, and ultimately determines whether LA can contend for a title next season, or find itself in another long, frustrating rebuild. First, consider the salary cap landscape. Reaves is signed for 4 more years at roughly $45 million per season, an incredible bargain if he truly develops into a perennial all-star. Third option, retaining him locks in predictable, manageable cap hits, preserving space to sign one max-level free agent alongside LeBron and Davis. If, for example, the Lakers want to chase a defensive anchor like Robert Williams III, or a secondary scorer like Buddy Hield, having Reaves's contract on the books makes that pursuit viable without crippling flexibility. Conversely, trading Reaves could free up Level 2 MLE money but eat into the mid-level exception, depending on incoming salaries. The front office must calculate whether sacrificing Reaves's stability unlocks enough premium talent to justify upending the cap structure. Next, let's unpack the draft pick consequences. If LA swaps Reaves and a first-round pick to land a star, they sacrifice future assets that could replenish their bench with high-upside youth. Over the last decade, the Lakers have leaned heavily on veteran free agents and reps-posed picks, sometimes with mixed results. A blockbuster deal might yield short-term gain but hamper long-term sustainability. On the other hand, standing pat with Reaves and using picks to draft and develop two-way wing defenders or rim-protecting bigs could fortify the roster for years, sustaining playoff runs beyond the current window. The Lakers must ask themselves, is this summer's splash more important than next summer's core building? We also need to examine the luxury tax implications. Under the current CBA, exceeding the luxury threshold incurs escalating surtaxes that sting on each dollar over the line. The Lakers have historically tolerated heavy tax bills, but fans chafe at the notion of paying exorbitant penalties for role players. If LA takes back a bigger contract in a Reaves trade, let's say they land Drew Holiday for 2 seasons at $40 million per, they might push deep into the repeater tax territory. That extra $30 to $40 million in tax payments could have funded cheaper veteran deals, G League programs, or even a second max-level free agent. The arithmetic of cap management cannot be brushed aside. It's as crucial as on-court fit. Now, let's talk team chemistry. Reaves isn't just a stat line. He's the infectious spirit on the bench, the guy who charges onto the court with a roar and raises his arms to ignite the crowd. His backdoor cuts, unselfish flair passes, and relentless motor create an energy that cascades through the entire roster. Trade him away and you lose that intangible spark, replacing it with big names who may or may not mesh. Or imagine landing a veteran center with championship experience. Yes, he brings wisdom, but can he buy into a system where he plays 20 minutes a night after years of starring roles? The Lakers' identity hinges on the fit of every piece. Chemistry is not a luxury but a necessity. We should also analyze the style of play impact. With Reaves, the Lakers ran a motion-heavy offense with fluid cutting and ball movement. Play designs often included Reaves flaring off screens for mid-range jumpers or attacking closeouts to kick to shooters. If LA trades him for a 3-and-D wing, their offense becomes more spot-up centric. Catch-and-shoot schemes, less secondary playmaking. That could increase spacing and perimeter defense but might reduce creative offense when the shot clock winds down. Alternatively, acquiring. A point-forward type, like De'Aaron Fox, would overhaul the offense in another direction entirely. Each hypothetical trade steers the team's identity down a different stylistic path, one that must complement LeBron's playmaking and Davis's roll-and-pop game. Let's not forget health and longevity. Reaves blossomed but logged heavy minutes. Throughout the regular season and playoffs, even playing hurt on a broken toe. His durability is commendable, but can he sustain a workload in year 3 of a 4-year deal? Trading him for a younger, fresher talent might reduce wear on LeBron and Davis, distributing minutes more evenly and preserving legs for deep playoff runs. On the flip side, Reaves's willingness to play through pain underscores his toughness, a trait not easily replicated. By parting ways, the Lakers risk losing both on-court production and that never-quit mentality. Now, let's imagine 2 specific scenarios and walk through their projected outcomes. Scenario A. Trade Reaves for a top-tier starter. The Lakers send Reaves and a 2026 first-round pick to Memphis for Desmond Bane. Bane arrives as a lethal 40% three-point shooter and a skyrocketing defender who can guard 1-3. Overnight, LA trades some playmaking and flair for elite shooting and defense. In this scenario, LeBron sees open/lanes as defenders respect Bane's shot. AD gets more room for roll-and-dunk action. The team's net rating improves by 0.5 on paper. But bench depth takes a hit. No more Reaves-quality minutes, and the Lakers must plug the third guard slot with a low-cost veteran or rookie, introducing new growing pains. Cap-wise, Bane's $40 million cap hit squeezes mid-level flexibility, forcing the team to rely on minimum contracts for role players. Scenario B. Extend Reaves and build around him. The Lakers offer Reaves a 4-year, $200 million extension, banking on his continued growth into a 3-level creator. With that secured, they draft a 6'9" two-way forward in the late first and sign a backup center on a veteran minimum. The team retains its motion offense, preserves cap elasticity, and maintains bench continuity. Reeves's chemistry with LeBron yields career-high assists and points. However, without that splash upgrade, the Lakers risk being one-dimensional in matchups against deep teams. Their ceiling narrows. A second-round exit could loom if opposing teams neutralize their offensive creativity. Yet the core remains intact, and opportunities for midseason additions or future draft splurges remain. Which model resonates more? As a lifelong fan craving banners, my heart beats for Scenario A. Anything to give LeBron a running mate who can spread the floor and turn defense into offense. But my head reminds me of past missteps, trading away role players and assets for stars who underdeliver. The keeper route of Reaves feels safer, but perhaps too conservative for a city with title expectations. The clock is ticking as free. Agency edges closer. Every passing day builds suspense. Will Rob Pelinka pick up the phone and pursue a top-tier trade partner, or will he lock in loyalty to Reaves and double down on drafting and developing? The Lakers' showdown with their own front office drama may prove just as thrilling as a Game 7. But now, I want to hear from you. What would you do if you were in the front office? Does the Lakers' next chapter include Austin Reaves or pivot to the big splash? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I can't wait to read your takes. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay loud, stay proud, and as always, stay Lakers.